Well, hey ETR Nation, I am back working on the Canron rail section gang, and the reason for that is because this is a critical piece of equipment for replacing the ties in Death Valley, and Death Valley is the entrance to the ETR, so this is pretty critical that I do this. What I'm doing right now is just simply hosing it off. And yes, I would rather have a pressure washer with heat and detergent, but I'm going to be able to check all the welds, take a wire brush, wire wheel to the flaked paint, and paint it. So you'll see that up and coming. Watching me paint is probably about as boring as watching paint dry. Now yes, I'll paint it with a brush just for ease. I've painted a lot of equipment with a gun, and if I had a good setup for right here, a gun is faster. You get a little, I think you get a nicer job, but this will be fine in brush. So before that, I do have some announcements. I want to tell you, you business guys, stay tuned to the end. I'm going to tell you some news that's kind of disappointing. Maybe I just take it the wrong way, but I'll let you jump in and be the judge of that. And I do have an exciting reveal on this very machine, because it's important that we get this up and running. So it'll look a little bit like the game of Price is Right. So behind door number 1, we have the Wisconsin. Now you all have seen the Wisconsin mounted on here, although not running. We tried to get it started on here, weren't sure about spark, but we had a blast taking this to Pennsylvania. And in Pennsylvania, the guys and we just gathered around and swarmed it like wasps, bees, locusts. We took off the flywheel and sanded the magneto. We pulled and pulled. Then we took off the head and determined that in the end we didn't have sufficient compression because of the valves not seating all the way, a lot of carbon, and not good enough spark. I think it needs a condenser. The little thing that looks like a little firecracker needs a new condenser. But you saw the Wisconsin. So behind curtain number 2, we have the Honda. So behind the curtain number 2, is the Honda. And we've talked about this Honda. I know that the Honda ran, and this is an option. It's got a pump already on it, which is a good thing. I think the pump is bad, but like somebody said in the comments, that's simply a matter of replacing the cartridge. The cartridge is a replacement piece that you take these 4 bolts out, pull out the cartridge, put a new one in. Already coupled up, and we have the mount. So behind door number 1, the Wisconsin. Behind curtain number 2, the Honda. Now this Honda, these are always reliable. This one is pull start. Looks like it's got a low oil shut off. I put 1 bolt in it to hold it there. So it having its own pump and its own mount, that's a good thing. So let's take a look at our next option, which we're going to call the box. Johnny, what's in the box for the East Terminal Railway? You know, before I go on and show you what's in the box, this might be a good place to put in some video of a guy who's got this same machine. Now, he doesn't have the tie inserting head, but he does have the spike driver, which I don't have. And he's running the original Wisconsin engine. So that's what you'll be seeing right here, right now. By the way, I like this guy's channel. If you're interested in this kind of thing, you might really enjoy his channel as well. I'll leave a link or a description down below. how you can go to his channel.
I got it from R&R's bankrupt auction for $100. It said it wasn't running. All I did was put a new gas line on it and it started right up. So hopefully that Wisconsin engine will last forever. I believe it's from maybe the 80s. Hi there. Hop in. I'll show you guys how we build stuff on the Sandhill Central.
Well, this box is from an ETR subscriber. Mr. Sayre, who lives near Oklahoma City, said that he had an engine that he was going to put on a speeder of his, and he never got around to putting the speeder together. He wondered if we could use the engine on here. So what's in the box? Let's open it up and see. I haven't opened it yet, so this is kind of a reveal or an unboxing. Brand new engine. I believe this is 16 horse electric start, virtually brand new. So let's see how this looks on here. Then the big question is going to be, will the hydraulics mount up? Thank you, Mr. Sayre. Nice job on the box. What we need to do is figure out how to get it unbolted and out of the box. Well, that's going to be easier than we thought. No oil. Well, let's see how it fits up. Looks to me like the exhaust and the intake are on the wrong side of things, but maybe. Well, this is the new engine, and here is the end that you mount stuff on. Now, the problem is this is the mount that went on the Wisconsin, and there are no holes that line up with that. So one advantage of using the Wisconsin would be you could use this massive heavy-duty mount. But good news, the mount that's on the Honda would come off the Honda engine and mount right on here. So now the problem is, can we turn it this way? This clearance is a little bit tight, and on this side, this is where the head is. I'll call it the head, the attachment. The cylinder goes down in here that removes the tie. So clearance is going to be really tight here. I'll have to somewhat assemble this machine to see if we have enough room for that. That would be with the pull start going that way, which would probably work. This, I might be able to turn this off and move it take this off and move it so it's on this side, so it's toward the operator. So there are the options. It is critical this machine get going, so I'm very, very thankful. Mr. Sayre, that was very generous. And although your rail project won't be moving forward, I want you to know that this one will, and that you were a big part of that. Thank you so much. Well, let's go on to my other topic for tonight. So here's the business part of the video, and it concerns me, so it's an interesting topic. The East Terminal Railway, even if organized as an STB, Surface Transportation Board regulated Class 3 short line, would not share in revenue that was part of a tariff or a quote of freight coming into, onto, or off of the East Terminal Railway. And I was amazed when I heard that. How could that be? If we're the last mile or last half mile, how could it be that there is no money left over for us? And here's what I've learned and what I believe to be true, and that is that any traffic coming onto even our partner railroad, the regional railroad, the prices are quoted by either Norfolk Southern or CSX, and it includes delivery to any point on the regional railway, but does not leave room for any other railroad to then take the freight and deliver it. Now, that's not to say we couldn't charge 100, 200, 400, 500, whatever, a car delivered and taken away. We can charge them, but it can't be part of the original freight bill, and it isn't a percentage of the original freight bill. So for me, and the way I think, that kind of takes away the incentive to help lure a shipper into the industrial park that would generate a lot of traffic, because I get no share of the traffic. Now again, I'll say it to make sure it's clear. You can still charge them. You can charge them to shift cars, move them out of the way, spot a new one there. You can still bill them, but you cannot partake in the freight that is quoted from this point on to wherever their material goes. So for me, that's a little discouraging, because I like a clean bill. I hate to go out to dinner, and then you look at the bill at the end, and I mean, they charge you for sour cream, and you chose the upsell salad dressing, and I want to look down and see one price and get everything that I envisioned and everything that I need. One price. So that's my issue with us having to charge them more, charge them additional. So tell me what you think of that. There is one other mindset on this thing is, we go to companies that would be interested in being there and tell them, not only will we move the boxcar to your door, then we'll come in the building, use a fork truck, either yours or ours, and unload the car, stage the material, put it on the pallet rack, whatever, and bill you for that as well. So you not only bring them the car, you go a step beyond. You're adding value by the fact that you deliver the car, then you unload the car. And that may be very attractive to people. Now, something else that's got to be coming up is the fact that diesel fuel is expensive and truckers are in short supply. So we may be at the right spot at the right time here shortly, when this all comes home to roost and places are looking where they can unload rail cars. We do have another deal working, and it's on scrap metal bales. So they take scrap metal and compact it very tight into a bale, and then we would load these into a gondola to send them to a steel mill. So it's a transload operation. They would come in by truck, we'd put them in the gondola, they would leave for a steel mill down south. So there are still business possibilities. Disappointed by the not being able to share in the freight rate. although I understand our way around that. So I'm going to continue working on the tie inserter. Enjoy this Sandhills Railway video. My interest is quite a bit that he's got a machine like this, but overall what he's doing is pretty interesting. I think you'll like it. And he's one of us. He thinks like we do, and he's accomplishing it a little different way. I like that he doesn't need a tie inserter because he's putting down the ties first and putting the rail on top with the speed swing. So, nice guy. Looks like he's doing really well at it. So thank you very much. I always appreciate your comments and the progress we're making. Sometimes seems slow. You know, there are days that are less encouraging. I'll just say that. I won't say the D word, but I'll say less encouraging. But I'm always encouraged by you guys. The East Terminal Railway Nation, so supportive, so kind. Remember, the goal here is to see, can a father and son buy an abandoned railroad and bring it back to where it's profitable and has traffic. There are times where I've thought, boy, the jury is out. I'm not sure that this can be done. And other times I think our shot is good. So stick with us as we find out. The weeds are growing. There's still no income. But you're sticking with us, and we appreciate it. Thank you.